Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of MCUny, Kingsborough's first ever and one and only Marvel-based podcast. Here today are my co-hosts,
Jared Inkster
and
Reymi Reyes,
along with a special guest,
Billy Isidro.
And I'm your host with the most, George Desjardins. Today we are talking about Deadpool
and Wolverine.
Okay.
Yes. Woo! Let's go. Waiting for this.
LFG, Deadpool and Wolverine finally came out. We've been hyping it up for the past few weeks. I've been hyping it up in my mind for months and months and months. And the time arrived, and we saw a lot of crazy stuff. Now, we'll get into all of the juicy stuff in just a bit. But first, Billy, tell us about yourself. How much of a Marvel fan are you?
Welcome to the show, by the way.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. I feel one with my people right now. But I've been a Marvel fan. But yeah, I've been a Marvel fan ever since the first Iron Man, because I starkly remember.
Good starting point.
Starkly remember going into the theater before AMC had all those nice recliners and watching Iron Man with my family, and that's when I really got hooked, and that was right when I was like 9 or something, and ever since then I would always go to the movie theaters with my family, with friends, and as I grew older, I started to dive more into the comics, into the TV shows, into the older properties, and that's when I was just like, yeah, this is my thing.
How far back did you go? I'm curious.
How far back?
Yeah.
I've only gone as far back as Fox. The
Okay.
Foxverse.
Oh, as in. Oh, okay. So, I mean, that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
And it's
That's the majority of it.
Yeah,
Oh.
basically. There's more other Marvel properties that haven't been in with, I guess, modern consciousness,
Right, of course.
and I feel like, there's so much more to learn about the history of Marvel, because there's the amount of multiverses that you have just by having the comics themselves from that history. It's like, yes, there's many storylines and there's many different, iterations, but those alone in themselves are basically multiverses before they even thought of multiverses,
That's
And
how
like-
much of a fan you are.
Exactly.
Well, what did you think of Deadpool and Wolverine?
Well, I thought of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, what'd you give it out of 10?
How to describe it? Oh man.
Oh man, oh me, oh my. Out of 10, as a movie fan, I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
As a Marvel fan, I would give it a I would give it a
Ooh, tough score.
Short and sweet, man.
9. I would give it a 9 out of 10 as a Marvel fan. Specifically because there was moments that I wish that they fleshed out more, and it had a little bit more explanation, but as an overall package, it delivered. It very much delivered. Sure. There was a lot of cameos and all that stuff, as a Marvel movie does. But what I loved the most about it is that it exceeded my expectations of what a Deadpool, let alone what a Marvel movie could be. And that's what I feel like why it's doing super well is because of how many of it exceeding expectations from everybody's point of view, whether you've only been seeing the trailers, whether you've been a fan for a long time, or whether you know all the comics. Like, there's something for everybody in this movie to love. And that's what I really love about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if I feel like it had both the right amount of hype, and even all the overhype was just still the right amount of hype. It was very interesting. Like,
Well, what would you rate it?
I don't want to be one of ththose super over the top critics that's like 11 out of 10, But in a lot of ways, if you were, because again, me for the third time in 3 episodes dating myself on this show. Like I saw, how old was I? I was 10 when Blade came out.
Wow.
I got to enjoy Blade. I got to enjoy Blade 2 in 2000. Blade 2 is by far one of my favorite Marvel movies. For the record, the bad guy's name's Jared, so how am I not gonna, I'm not gonna like that? But it was just a great movie, and so this for me, especially the end credit scene, the post credit scene, or the mid credit scene, was just like near tear jerking. That's why. That's why. Also, the first thing I said in the group chat was like, "Oh, there's no Blade footage because that was New Line Cinema." You know what I mean? Like little things like that because I was there. I was there, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I loved it. So as a Marvel fan, I would be up in that cheesy, like almost perfect score. As a film fan, I do see what you're saying to a degree, but like at the same, like my only tiny gripe, if anything, for instance, with the CGI was how much they had to touch up Baby Pool. Because it's obviously they're like it's out and confirmed it's their child in the suit, but like it's very rough CGI and then when they jump out of the bus and stand up at the very end, you could totally tell they touched up all of Logan's like.
That was a very clear.
It was
I
so
felt
cool
like
looking,
he
though.
was fully CGI in that scene.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
like the way he was moving, it was just like.
It was like the
standing.
Deadpool
Yeah, exactly.
test footage from like
Exactly.
2012.
Yeah.
Right? I was like,
Very
that's,
that came
they were
out.
both super sleek and sharp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I
sticking
didn't-
a little bit out.
Yeah, you need some sort of, when it comes to CGI especially, like you need that,
Only critique though. Only critique.
yeah, you need that specific weatheredness to it to show that it's not fully CGI, but to kind of fool the viewer in a sense to be like, oh, that's Hugh Jackman,
Right.
jacked man.
Right.
How about you, Reymi?
Yeah. What did you think?
As soon as the opening scene
Oh,
happened,
see, that CGI was solid.
I knew it was going to be a great movie. Deadpool dancing to Bye Bye Bye.
Yeah. Did you see the thing? How that was a 6-year joke in the making?
No.
At the beginning of Deadpool 2, when he does the whole, why can't I remember? I don't want to desecrate her name. Who did the Deadpool 2 opening? Not Cher. Not
Madonna?
no, not
Celine
Madonna.
Dion?
Celine Dion.
Dion,
And she's like,
there
this
you
only
go.
goes to 11. And
Yeah.
he's like, I should have asked in sync.
Oh.
6 years later, he's
okay,
dancing to
I
Bye
like
Bye
that.
Bye.
Yeah.
So there's jokes in there for. Yeah, you guys didn't catch that one? Yeah, there's a
The,
bunch of
the,
stuff.
the guys who did the
Yeah.
breakdowns, they didn't catch that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Actually, the ones you sent out, yeah, I didn't see that. I love memes, man. You're
Yeah.
gonna catch me in the memes, man. You're gonna catch me in them. That's funny to me, though. That was great.
George, what about you?
Yeah, how about you?
What
Ring
about
leader?
you?
You loved it. You were sending wow with me.
Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna try to act like I didn't love
Put
it.
some
for the sake of
screenshots
the
of
podcast.
I think that
him.
I went and saw, and I was just sitting there like, whoa, no.
A roller coaster.
Yeah, I mean when Chris Evans comes out,
Oof.
I was like, whoa, wait, what's about to happen? I was about to see all of the Avengers, and then he's Johnny Storm, and I'm like, whoa, what's about to happen?
What
Are
did
we
he
gonna
say?
see
Fire.
Flame on.
Flame
Flame
on.
on, yeah.
Fire on! Yeah. And
Fire
then,
time.
we go further into the movie, and we're in the very mysterious base. I don't know if you caught it, but at the ceiling of it is plastered with Wanda's whole body, and she's in
Yes.
the Scarlet Witch
Yeah.
What?
costume. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's like a wall from Wundagore Mountain
Yeah.
in Doctor Strange
Well, they
2.
as soon as they pan they do that opening tilt or
Exactly,
pan.
it's
You
like
see,
it
no, you
starts from
see
the top.
Wanda's the
Yeah,
statue
exactly.
from the
Yeah,
outside
I
of
saw
like
that.
the
Exactly.
the premonition of her being
I
there.
missed that.
And then the whole
Did you catch the
team
Patriot shield?
comes out.
In the sand, Patriot
Wait.
shield in the sand.
No.
Really?
Yeah, when you do the first pan right before the 20th Century Fox logo, there's a long shot, and in the front you see the winged Thor helmet,
Yes.
and right next to that is Patriot's shield.
Oh, no one
No.
caught that either.
Wow.
Wow.
I caught it briefly on my first viewing by myself, but to confirm it
You
when
saw
I
it-
went
you
back
saw
with
it
Sarah,
twice. Yeah,
I
yeah,
made
yeah.
sure I caught it. Yeah.
That's so sick. I have to look out for that because I'm
Yeah.
funny enough. I'm-
Rewatches, there's so many
Yeah. I'm
little
going to
things
see it.
though. Like
Yeah.
for instance, I think the first time a lot of Gambit's dialogue went over my head.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
it feels like I was born here. I was like, when it's all, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Every bit of that is just like the one Leo DiCaprio meme. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a handful of
Yeah.
things that were just like incredible. How about exclusion? I'm curious about how you guys felt about what was excluded, what was cut out. That's the other thing. Going back to it as a filmmaker, I think they probably cut there's probably so many hidden cameos for a director's cut or DVD.
Well, we already
Like,
know one that was cut.
Wait, which
at
one?
minimum, at bare minimum.
Rob
McElhenney.
McElhenney's.
If that was even, see, the other thing too is he could have just, because they worked together on the Wrexham stuff, that could have been a publicity move. He could have just been visiting Ryan Reynolds
True.
on set,
True. I mean,
threw
they
on
did-
some of the claws, threw on, he's like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm gonna take a funny picture, I have an idea. 'Cause that could be, there's so many things
Yeah.
now, like,
Or
you
you
know,
could
like
just
you
be
said, how
showing
Marvel likes to misdirect, you know, because
Yeah.
True.
he could have easily, because, and they're not the same age, they don't aesthetically look the same, he could have easily been a variant. Like, that would have been so cool to see him as
I
a variant.
know, that's what I
Because
wanted.
facially, and they're same height, same
Yeah,
build, everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Mac is great. I feel like the Mac character from Always Sunny in Philadelphia is very Deadpool-y already anyway.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
that.
I was thinking, you know, are we going to see Daniel Radcliffe as Wolverine?
Okay, so I know, did they have, so you know at the end, there was test footage, I think, of the original yellow suit, either back in the day or Radcliffe in the suit, because there's a quick, you'll see like someone does like a
Yeah.
quick swing of an arm, and it's like the hair's down, so it looked like a suit test that was like briefly teased, but it could have been a vintage suit test of
Okay.
like Jackman trying the yellow suit and Fox being like, no, we're going with the black leather.
Yeah.
That would be crazy
You know
if
what
they
I mean?
had that, though.
I truly believe I thought I saw, but sometimes your brain wants to see stuff, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I think I saw something nobody else saw. You know, like, no, it's a figment of my imagination.
Yeah.
You know?
You want to see what your subconscious is like. You want to see what you want
When
to
you
see.
want to look for a mistake, you're gonna find a mistake. You know,
Exactly.
that kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
you're looking for it.
All right. Well, how about we do this? Favorite cameo from the whole movie?
Ooh, go that way. Go that side.
No,
Start from that side.
no. Favorite cameo from the whole movie.
Okay. It's got to be Chris Evans. I think
He stole the
and it's
scene, that's
funny
why.
because Deadpool was like, "Oh my god, he's gonna say it. He's gonna
Yeah,
say it."
Avengers.
But it is it's funny because it's one of the two most iconic lines from the Fantastic Four.
Exactly.
It's that and clobbering time. If you don't have those two lines, you don't have like Fantastic Four catchphrases.
That's
you know?
right.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. And the funny thing about that is, and then also tying into the first question, was as a film, if you don't like, that's why I like from season 1, episode 5
Yeah.
of Loki.
Oh, yeah,
like
so
there
good.
is, but that's the thing is, as a film, how much does it actually stand on its own if you haven't seen? Like it's more rewarding for every single one of those films that you've seen. And is it less rewarding for every single one of those films that you haven't seen, right? Because when I saw it alone on Friday, as soon as I got home, without exactly telling her why, I showed her the first Fantastic Four movie, the Fox Fantastic Four movie, not telling her that Chris, I was like, oh yeah. She's like, wait, Chris Evans? I was like, yeah, he played Human Torch before he played, didn't say a word. And when he showed up in the movie, she still thought he was Cap until he turned into
Right. Well, they have like he has like a red and
Yeah,
blue
he has
on
the
his
red and
arm.
blue. Nice misdirect too.
So it's like, and so you had to have seen Fantastic Four to really truly understand where that character came
Well,
from.
to be fair, I actually haven't seen much of. I don't remember much of the original X-Men. I haven't seen the Blade movies. I haven't really even seen Logan.
Right.
You know, like I
Really?
haven't paid attention to. I saw it in theaters when it came out, but that was before I was a comic book.
And you were
movie
like
fan.
paying attention to like, oh, this happened,
Right.
and that mutant, and
Right,
like, oh,
exactly. So even without all of that, the movie was very, very rewarding and amazing.
Would you have preferred Laura in a suit, or were you happy with the
Ooh,
glasses?
You know, I liked that it was an homage to Logan, although it makes me really confused about her timeline and why she
because
would
they were
have
from
been
the same
pruned.
timeline then.
Yeah.
But it would have been really cool to see her in the suit. And now in the comics, they just announced that she's the new Wolverine, like big
Main-
time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she has
main-
the suit. She's
yeah,
been having the suit for a little
Wolverine,
while,
yeah,
but now
yeah.
she's Wolverine. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
true.
that's pretty cool. But what
I
about
thought she was handled great though.
favorite cameo from the whole thing? Was it Blade? Was that it?
You know, yeah. Well, considering I didn't get my Ghost Rider that I said last episode I wanted, I didn't expect Blade. Blade was like an out of left field
Right?
for me.
You
I
would
think
never
I
expect-
knew Elektra was coming. I don't know why or how. I knew
She
Elektra
was
coming.
announced on a casting thing like
Casting
months
call?
and months and months and months ago, and it was like some weird like trademark thing where they have like a list of characters that will appear in the movie and the actors that play them.
Oh, so they have to like register them with whatever.
Yeah,
like,
although
company
it
and
wasn't
all that
any of the
stuff.
other secret cameos, so maybe it
Really?
was before.
It's funny because
that
as much
happened.
as like I love, as happy as I am for Channing, and as much as I love Gambit, I won't say that it didn't make me happy. It didn't feel like the perfect fit that he wants it to be. But it still was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good. The actions, like physically, first he was standing there, felt very stocky, and he was like, oh man, I kind of wish the way they had Logan's cowl come down and up, the way they just kind of, it's obviously a hard cowl, but like it was fabric-y the whole movie, like Batman's cowl works. I kind of wish they had the neck thing like go ching 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 ching, right? And then when he's about to fight, it goes up.
Yeah.
That way he got the neck mobility and he didn't feel as bulky as he did. And then the comic accurate suit would have been a tease. Like it would have appeared and he would be just like because again the disparity too against age people like in my age and like going and seeing it on a Saturday. Friday, very little reaction to Blade showing up. Saturday, you know, so like there's the people who have been around probably went to go see it, waited till the weekend was over. People who had free time went to see it on Friday, and you could tell there was like the energy was different, and the different cameos hit people differently. But another fun one for me, and shout out, was to Ray Park coming back as Toad because I met the guy a week ago, right? And I'm standing there at Comic-Con in what was it like? It was called Collecticon. It was in I forget where it was, but it was Jersey or something. Yeah, Jersey. Collecticon in New Jersey, and I love him from Darth Maul. Like it's my perfect generation. Like Darth, and then. I saw like he had the prints out, and I was like, "Wait, he was live action Toad?" And I was like, "Dude, I just put together in this line that you were Toad." And I had shown Sarah and I watched the first X-Men movie recently because of X-Men '97, and it's a great movie to rewatch, right? And he's like, "Yeah," plays it off, takes a picture with us, blah 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 blah. Week passes by, go to see the movie. I'm like,
And he's in it.
He's in it. He didn't say a word. It's the man, like he knows. I was sitting there getting hyped about it. Blah blah blah. Didn't say that. Be like Ray Park.
Yeah.
Like, be like Ray Park, because all these people with the spoilers, like, so he gets a huge shout out. Yeah, he gets a huge shout out, and he was great in it because he didn't get to say anything. I love it, but he was so. If you watch, he's so toady. He's doing. He's perfectly there. Unlike I saw Blob in the credits. I was like, what the hell was Blob?
He was the guy operating the gate.
That's what I thought.
That was super weird to me. And there was a bunch of secret variants hidden in there. A bunch of those people. It's like somebody I saw on some forum. Somebody was like, "Oh, that's this Bullseye."
Yeah.
Same exact costume.
Yes, the guy who people thought was Blade, he was actually
the Blade
Bullseye.
variant, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Because apparently you can barely see it, but apparently
there was a bullseye there.
Bullseye on his forehead,
but so there was great hitting cameos also.
It would have been nice to get Colin Farrell though.
And Vinny Jones not wanting to come back's a bummer. I don't know what the Azazel story was.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I'm glad Weasel wasn't asked to nor wanted to come back because forget T.J. Miller at this point.
Yeah, that was
like I saw on some podcasts. I think that was the Carollo show. They were giving him a little bit of a platform.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't want to.
I didn't want to do it anyway." Ryan Reynolds disrespected me in the suit or something, and I was like, I don't think you would have been asked to anyway. You got in so much trouble at this point. Like, I even feel bad giving him a platform right now, but I'm glad he did come back as the point of that. Like, I don't care what you have to say, dude. Like, you're not gonna make Reynolds look bad in this situation.
No chance.
No, like even like we were talking before the show started about the Blade controversy or the Wesley Snipes stuff, and how you said it was a lot of that's fabricated. Yeah. If he can come back and Weasel can't, there's the good reasons for that. There's good reasons for that. If that beef is true, and they could put it under the bridge for him to come back because of how much Reynolds respects the fact that he got to be in Blade 3 first. Which, if you didn't know that, go watch Blade 3. It's my movie recommendation. Actually, it's not a recommendation. No, it's not good. It's not good. But so maybe don't watch it. Watch it if you like Ryan Reynolds.
Watch all 3 Blade movies.
Watch it for history's sake.
For history.
Not for entertainment, for the lore.
Watch the first 2 for movie's sake. The first 2 are great.
Favorite cameo.
Cameo. Fantastic job, by the way. Like you just.
Sorry, yeah, I didn't mean to hijack.
I gotta say, I was delightfully I knew she was gonna be in a movie, but Daphne Keane as Laura, delightfully surprised by her. Her English got got better, honestly, because she's been acting a lot, from what I've heard, and I just.
That also, they had a smart dialogue for that. I got to have a life. I got to grow up.
Yeah, exactly.
If you didn't grow up, you wouldn't have lost your accent. Because she still throws the Spanish when she kills Juggernaut.
Right.
Yeah, that was called the pendejo line.
Yeah, and what I really loved about that was that, going back to what you said about the costumes, like I think they're saving it. I think they're smart enough to save it. Because,
for sure.
Because in this movie, you don't have enough airtime and enough depth to earned that.
Yeah.
I agree,
Whereas with Logan, like he's had 20 freaking years, dude, to get to where he was.
It should have happened way before.
Should have happened way before, but like this was 20 years in the making, as they said in the movie.
Exactly.
Not only did they
And,
correct
like,
that suit though, they corrected Short. We got Short King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We
Short
get
King.
Age of Apocalypse or Age of
Right,
X.
the one
Yeah.
and only one.
We get
Patch.
Patch.
Yeah.
We got the Patch, and we
Yeah.
get
The John Burns suit. We got the.
and we got
Amazing
Incredible
Uncanny X-Men.
Incredible
Yeah.
Hulk. Incredible
That
Hulk.
was so
variant.
cool.
The
I wanted him to
Incredible
fight.
Hulk
I
cameo
wanted
so
him to fight so
fantastic.
bad.
Listen, I am Marvel Jesus.
Yeah.
Done.
So good.
Dude. And also panel for panel, I saw something online, and I saw like the panel for panel shot that someone somehow already screen grabbed, and I was just like, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like
a
how
lot.
it was the reflection in the blades was right from the comic book cover.
Exactly.
Right from the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
I love how they
And the
adapted
same
those
thing with
things.
him on the cross.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Comic accurate.
That universe.
We're just
is
gonna go in a
so
different
funny.
direction.
Yeah, right.
Bye you.
I don't have anything to do with him either. And in fact,
Oh, there it
if you
is.
take a look at this,
Our gift comic.
that's right. Yes, very kindly gifted to us.
Ooh, yes.
Talking about comic cover recreations in X-Men '97, they do a little bit of a recreation of this comic cover twice. They do it once in the Motendo episode, and they also do it at the very end. When Forge has the whole board of missing superheroes. So I really like that they're doing that kind of stuff. It makes me really excited for the future of the X-Men. And thank you so much for watching this episode of MCUny. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and we will see you in the next one.